All right, hello everyone. I'm going to go ahead and discuss Libby today. I'm going to try and keep this kind of the Cliff Notes version so we can have a shorter video. The last video I did on Libby, I went more in depth, and it's a pretty long video, and I just want to make sure that we kind of have all the bases covered in case that video has a problem playing because it is so lengthy. So I'm going to keep this one shorter. So once you have Libby installed, so with Libby, you'll get this app from self-service. Students, I'll go ahead and just put the login instructions in our Canvas module, so I can just kind of skip over that right now. But just so you know, students can log in with NKC and their lunch number with no spaces. So that is their login. That's also their digital library card. So if they go to Mid-Continent Public Library, to any branch, they can check out physical materials as well with NKC lunch number. So they can just give that number when they check out to the librarian. So that number is also good for the actual branch to check out physical materials. All right, so one of the things that I have kids do is go into preferences. The audience here will be defaulted to all. If you are teaching kids in elementary, you want to have them just set that to juvenile. In fact, I typically even have our sixth graders set to juvenile as well. But you can have more than one. So if you are teaching 7 and 8 and you want them to be able to also check out young adult, you can have young adult checked as well. I just leave it juvenile, and that is good for 6th grade as well. All right, and then you will apply preferences that will apply to any screen that they move to, any section that they move to within Libby. So we can go into Explore. There's a kids section in here. This is really good. The kids will automatically have books that are geared towards, again, kind of elementary. So the Mark Twain Award nominees are good books for them to read. You notice that there's 2 of everything. That is because we have the audio version there as well as the ebook version. So of course audio, you'll know those are audio because it has the earbud symbol there. I'm going to go ahead and go back. Teens is another good section. If you are 6th grade and up, for sure. We have in here the Truman Award nominees. So that is geared, of course, more towards middle school. So we have all of these subheadings here. The art of the story, junior private eyes. Up at the top, what did we have? Superheroes. So they will periodically change these subheadings out. For instance, around Halloween time, they had like spooky stories, things like that. So they'll kind of change those subheadings periodically. Let me go back. Another good one is to go into, not popular, sorry. Subjects, they can search by subject here. So that's a good idea if they have certain subjects that they're interested in. Searches, oh, here we go. Any searches that the kids do, they can find those searches in that searches section. So I earlier had searched for books that were like read to me or read along books that I was looking for our ELL kiddos. So that's something that will save. So if they have stuff that they like to look for a lot, that will be saved in the searches section here. Let me see, what else can I show you guys? Featured isn't really working right now. So I'm going to go back. Obviously, what's new, we'll have their new books. You see that it does show you, if it's a book that's in a series, it shows you what number. So number 1 in series here, number 7 in series there. So they can kind of keep track of that there. So let's go ahead and say that I want to read this book, Breadcrumbs breadcrumbs. When I click on it, here's the summary of the book. Kids can read a sample of the book, so this would be kind of like, book sampling, right? So they can kind of preview it, see if it's a book that they like. Once they determine that they want this book, they can go back and place a hold on this book. So this one in particular is all checked out. So there are 0 of 30 holds available. So this would be a book that I would have to wait for, and it does give you an idea of how long you're waiting for. It says about 6 weeks. So that's when I kind of tell kids, you can absolutely place holds on books if you want, but if it's a book that you want right now, you're going to be looking for books that say borrow rather than place hold. Okay, so calendar with the place hold, it's not available right now. They're going to have to wait. Everything else is available. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to borrow this book. Sometimes, this notification will pop up. You can manage notifications if you want. I'm just going to hit not now for the moment. So it'll let kids know when it's time to return it. Give them notifications if it's a book that they placed on hold, and notify them when it's available. So I can open the book and start reading it right now, or I can go back to browse, or I can go to my shelf. I tell kids that this is just like their personal library shelf, okay, their personal bookshelf. So here at the bottom, library is where you're searching at the library. Shelf are books that they have on hold or books that they have currently checked out, so they can manage everything on their bookshelf. Tags, I tell kids to give books tags as kind of a way to add things to like a list, almost like a book list, things that I want to read. So that's completely up to you as a teacher to manage that however you want, but that's just one way that I get kids to kind of keep books on a list to come back and read later. So here I could go ahead and start reading. I can, of course, just like everything else, manage how the text appears just by clicking in the middle of the screen. I can make this go double page or single page. I can change the appearance. Also, we've been talking about dyslexic students in recent years. That is an option to open that dyslexic view, and it will help students that are dyslexic. So that is an option as well. So they can change the appearance there. All right, so when they are finished, I always encourage kids to just go ahead and return their books when they are ready. When they are finished reading it. So I can manage that loan and return early, and that's always just kind of being a good library patron, good digital citizen to go ahead and return things when you're finished, so the person that's next in line, if there's a wait list, can go ahead and get that sooner. I think that's kind of the gist of this. Again, I'm trying to keep this video really short, so if you guys have any other questions on Libby, please let me know. You can inbox me on Canvas or send me an email. Teachers, for you, same thing. With NKC and your lunch number, that is also your personal teacher digital library card. You guys can get that by making sure you go into Employee Online, like where you view your paycheck stubs. There's an MCPL tab there. Go ahead and click on that MCPL tab and make sure that you have consented to give access to Mid-Continent Public Library so your digital library card works. So teachers, you can use this as well. Again, I'm going to go ahead and post instructions on how to get everyone signed up in Libby in our Canvas module, so you just have a print version of that. All right, have a great day, everyone.